My name is Dale Sanders, also known as Dr. Dirt. All of us need to have a better understanding of how our watersheds function and what they do and how they work and how perturbances, also known as pollution, get into those waterways and get into the surface waters and find their way downhill, eventually into the ocean. Some of it will go back down into the ground and be used as pumping water, things like that. But we're going to try to see if we can't get particularly school children to understand that their backyard is a contribution, their pets are a contribution, and they themselves are contributions to pollutants. And it's very important that we're all aware of that, because we have to find a way to reduce the amount of pollution that's getting into our waterways, particularly if we want to save things like the steelhead trout and salmon and even the little goofy threadfin shrimp or the delta smelt. But we need to be worried about them. So we're trying to see if we can't engage students and schools and teachers into understanding that we need to talk about more what we're going to be doing for the future to try to make our environment a safer place.
We have kind of a special day today. We have been in some talks with some teachers in Stockton Unified and some administrators as well in Stockton Unified and Lincoln Unified. One of the goals that the Friends of the Lower Calaveras River identified a couple of years ago was to just educate people about the river. We figured the best way to do that was to take you on some casual walks and show you some of the things that we know, that we've seen, and tell you some of the things that we know. But for that to be sustained, we need to have the kind of people we see among us here today. Those that are at the moment altitudinally challenged, but in their heads up here, they may be well ahead of us. So it's really important that we have young people here and we start an education program for them. So we've asked a number of people to come and do some walks and focus a little bit more on our youngest walkers, the children that you brought with you today, who will make sure, I hope, someday, that we do a better job of stewarding our surroundings and maybe the big people.
Come from. And that's what we're going to try to see if we can discover. This model depicts a pretty good mix of kinds of environments that contribute to the Calaveras River. Now, the thing is, it all, as you can see, runs downhill. Excuse me for a second here, let me show you. What we're going to do is look at this water as we make it rain and see how it changes color. Because we're going to have 4 different kinds of dyes that we're going to drip around, and then we're going to make it rain, and we're going to see where it goes. Huh?
How's the water going to change color, Dale? Why does it change color?
I'm going to show you. You'll have to be patient, Sharon. Okay? I'll show you. But I got to get the right sequence here in the right order, because it makes a difference as to answering the question of where things come from. I'm going to do something different. I usually end with airborne pollutants that come out of the air when it rains. It sweeps it.
What's a pollutant, Dale?
A pollutant is a bad thing getting into your water supply, meaning any of the water.
What can pollutants do to you?
Make you sick. If it's not taken care of.
Do you like make fish die and stuff too?
Yeah. So, what do we have? What do we have? Yellow, and that's pollutants that come from where?
Air.
We have red. That comes from where? Your backyards, your front yards, the streets. And we have green. It comes from out and around the area where natural areas are that might be just treated for pesticides and herbicides and fertilizers. And then the last thing is blue, which represents the industrial type of pollutants, which are going to be. I need to make sure you know that there's such a thing as point sources, places that can be measured and where collections take place, like that pipe right there. That thing right there can be regulated. Oops.
So Dale, a point source is where lots of stuff comes out one place.
That can be measured.
Like lots of yucky pollutants.
And the farming community don't like those, because now they're saying that collection ditches that empty into things need to be monitored just like the industrial sites. And it's really kind of a tough thing to deal with. And all of a sudden, it's coming down the river, and that's something that we need to think about too, because all that snow up there, if we get a lot of rains.
It'll melt it up.
Alex just talked about it today in the paper. That that stuff is going to come down.
That is so cool. He's washing it out.
We'll make it a little more. Okay, you going to make it rain some more, or is that enough for now?
More! Let's clean it up.
My name is John Nemi, and I am an early childhood education major, and I've been teaching kindergarten for 38 years. One of the things I've noticed teaching kindergarten is that there's sometimes a disconnect between children and nature. And one of the things I really appreciate is an organization that are Friends of the Calaveras River. My school is right across the street from the Calaveras River, and every Friday I take my kindergartners up on the levee and we go down into the riverbed and we look at holes and find out that shoulders of animals are really important because the hole is as big as their shoulders, and so my kindergartners are trying to now do research reports on animals on the Calaveras River. And with organizations like Friends of the Calaveras River, I think we're going the right step in making sure that everybody becomes a steward of the earth.
Hi, I'm Desiree Forsberg Bogard. I'm a teacher of 4th, 5th, 6th graders at Cole School. And one of the things that we like to do is get kids experience with hands-on with nature. And we bring them out here every Friday on walks. And we've had help from the Friends of the Lower Calaveras River with bringing us field guides that we get to use on our walks, and we identify the different animals, especially birds. They're really easy to spot, and it really piques kids' interest in science, and it gives them something concrete to take back to the classroom. And we've done everything from sketching, poetry, literature once we see these things, research projects, and Dr. Dale Sanders is one of the former scientists who comes out here on walks with us sometimes and does different experiments and observations, and it's real important for kids to get out here and experience it hands-on.
Hi, so what is your name?
I'm Diane Stacy. I'm the curriculum specialist at Stockton Unified School District.
Thank you. And why are river walks and outdoor education important to you, and what can it do for to help move our children forward in understanding the outdoors, etc.?
Well, river walks give the students an opportunity to go outside and experience all the things that they've been reading about. And doing projects outdoors gives them an opportunity to do math, do reading, do research, experiment, to learn about the environment and to learn critical thinking so that they can make wise choices about the world that they live in their life.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Children have a natural tendency to enjoy nature, and they have a natural tendency to relate to it. And my feeling is if we don't get them engaged in their own environment, particularly the one that they live nearest, that they can become, I'll say, enamored with, but be very interested in finding things out about. And we won't be able to solve the bigger problems. We have to find a way to make the citizens of the future realize that they have a stake in making things better.